Is my grandpa secretly Commissioner Gordon? What burger of the day do I want to eat today? How does Ben Grimm have children? How is Hope gonna get herself out of this one? Let's have a conversation.
Hello, welcome to Conversations with the Goob. That's me. Let's have a conversation. This week I want to talk about Toy Story. So, many of you know I love Toy Story. Maybe you don't. But I grew up on it. You know, I was just a kid when the first movie, I was probably Andy's age when the first movie came out. And I was so excited about it. One thing that I always wonder about, though, is in the movie, Woody says it's against the rules. You know it goes against the rules. We know it breaks the rules. What rules? Like, what are these rules and where do they come from? Like, are there, like, boss toys? Do they report to someone? Are there other toys that watch over them that, I mean, what's up with the rules, you know? So, that's a silly one. But I thought what I would do today is I would fix the final movie. 3 was gorgeous. It was beautiful. It ended it in a way where it was like, I mean, first off, spoiler alert if you haven't watched number 3 yet, but it's been out for a few years, so it's not that big of a spoiler anymore. They're all in the dump, and they're about to burn up, and they all just look at each other, and they accept it, and they hold each other's hands, and they're just going to accept it. They finally get out of there, and, you know, they get donated, and we watch Andy play with the toys one last time, and it's all happy. We get a bunch of shorts that show that he's not the favorite anymore, but he's still being played with. Well, then 4 comes out, and it starts with Bonnie forgetting about Woody and, like, locking him in the closet. He's not even just not the boss anymore, but he's not even played with anymore, and it's sad. And the movie was decent, but it definitely left it wide open now. 3 closed everything down. 3 was good to go. It was ended. 4 reopened everything. Now there's no way that they can't do a 5. And in fact, I'm pretty sure they are doing a 5. But what would 5 be about? Is it going to follow just Woody and Bo Peep and meet a whole bunch of new characters? Or is it going to feature Bonnie's room and we're not even going to see Woody or Bo? Or is it going to be like one of those where it goes back and forth between the 2 different groups? Who knows? So I think 5 should be held off for a couple more years. So that way they can age Andy up even more. So here's how I'm seeing it go. This isn't the whole movie. This is just like my way of ending the movie. So we get to see, like, you know, Woody and Bo's adventures in the going with the carnival and that, and Woody starts missing being in a house. He starts missing, like, he's enjoying it. He loves being with Bo, but Bo can tell that he's not complete. That's not what he wants to do. And so she starts to try to maybe find him a home, but it has to be a home for both of them, obviously. Yada yada. So what happens is they're at the carnival. Some older guy steps on Woody and then backs up a bit and because he feels like, you know, he stepped on him, he looks at him, he picks him up, brushes him off, and that's pretty much it, you know, takes him home because he, like, is shot. We find out this is grown-up Andy with a pregnant wife. So we'll see his pregnant wife at the carnival with him. And maybe Bo, like, was around the corner or something, or she was attached to his drawstring so that she ended up coming too. And they didn't even know it was Andy. They were just, they saw a pregnant woman and thought about seeing if that would work, or it was just an accident maybe. And either way, Andy accidentally finds Woody. Does not know it's his Woody. He decides he wants to clean this Woody doll up for his soon-to-be child. So he goes on eBay, he orders like a new voice box, he orders the parts and stuff, and as he's cleaning Woody up, he gets to the boots. And there's all this mud on the boots, and as he's washing it off, we start to see Bonnie a little bit, but Bonnie wrote it in crayon that washes off when we finally see underneath all of it Andy's name on the boot. And that's where he just gets shocked and overjoyed. Continues cleaning up Woody even more because of that now. Woody's all brand new. Looks like he's like he did back in the first couple movies, you know, when he was Andy's toy. And then Andy gets a package delivered to him. And he opens it up, and in all the peanuts, Bonnie sent all of his toys to her because now she's a teenager and isn't playing with these toys anymore. But she remembered that she promised Andy that she was holding on to them for him, because in the third movie he said, "I'd like you to hold on to these for me." He didn't say, "I'm giving these to you." He said, "Hold on to these for me." So her parents made sure she held up to that, and so she sent, since she's a teenager, she's cleaning out her room, she mailed them, and so the final shots of the room are going to pan through a baby's room. We're going to see a baby crib, we're going to see Rex on the thing, we're going to see some of the other toys that Andy had over the years that maybe weren't the main gang. We're going to see Buzz Lightyear sitting by the crib on a shelf, and it's going to do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It plays as it pans through the room. None of the toys are moving; they're all just solid, you know, and it just pans around the room. We see the familiar blue wallpaper with the white fluffy clouds on them in the room that Andy got specifically for his baby's room. And maybe it ends with Buzz and Bo, or Buzz and Woody winking at each other, something like that, and that just ends. That completes the circle. Now they're all back, and there'll be a new generation for Andy's house. And they're all back together. That's what upset me in number 3. She promised Andy she would keep a watch on these toys for him, that she would take good care of them. But she just throws Woody in the back of her closet and doesn't even care. She didn't seem to care at all that he was missing. I mean, I get that she's a kid, but at the same time, it's like, why'd they do that to Woody? So number 4 would give a good circle to them. They could even show like Andy going into the shop and getting the base for Bo, because the base was left at the antique shop. So maybe he hunted it down and he found where the base was to put her back on it, you know? And, yeah, I think that would be a good way to wrap it up. Or maybe for them, they're wanting to do, because they brought it back so that they could make more than just one movie. That's why they're making number 5. Maybe that'll be number 6 gets that final ending. I mean, at this point, they could just do whole new toys. I mean, if they wanted to give us a whole new generation to collect, you know, doesn't know the original story of Buzz and Woody, so it's a whole new thing. But so that's my thoughts. Leave your comments down below what you think about my my final movie for it, with pretty much Andy accidentally finding Woody and then getting all his toys back, and so the entire gang's back together for his baby. Does that sound too cheesy? I don't think so. I love cheesy in Disney Pixar movies. I think it needs to have a super fantastic happy ending and not just a kind of happy ending. 3 was beautiful. They could have just left it at 3. When they brought it back for 4, it went too far. 4 was a good movie, but it was too much. I think now we have 2 different groups that they're going to want to mention and show off in episode 5. And, I mean, are they going to go back and forth? Are we going to get 5 is about one and 6 is about the other? I mean, it's all strange what they're doing, you know? And maybe we're not ever going to see Bonnie and her crew again, or maybe we're never going to see Woody and Bo ever again, which is weird to get rid of Woody. He is like the main character. He was my favorite. I mean, I love Buzz too. Actually, Rex is probably one of my favorites. I love Rex. But I had my Woody doll. I still have him. He's upstairs on a shelf with the rest of my collection. But yeah, so leave your comments down below. Do you have an idea of what you think the final movie would be? Were you upset about 4? Did you love number 4? Do you think that 4 was actually really good? Do you like how they left it open? Anything. Let's have a conversation about Toy Story down below in the comments. And as always, you don't need to have superpowers to be a hero.